Oh, okay. It looks like my mic was having an issue there. Okay, so it looks like um, I'm doing better on the sound now because my mic is working like it should be. Okay, Pro Se Lawsuit Center. We used to be called Pro Se Lawsuit School. I like the school better because the school part of it helps teach you guys how, to do things. I think the lawsuit center, people think that they're going to get their hand held. And it's not about hand holding. Okay. The bottom line here is that you learn the words that you need to use when you're communicating with these people. Yeah, whether it's in an email, a phone conversation, or a Zoom hearing or whatever. And when I say these people, I mean all of them. Okay, all of them that are the ones that are doing the things that they do to help them end up in their position they want to be in, and you're not in the position you want to be in. No, you guys, if you haven't figured out, I'm being vague. I'm beating around the bush, kind of, so to speak. I'm not really beating around the bush, but you know, it's because these people are blocking my stuff and doing whatever. But we got another YouTube channel also. It's called Coach's Kitchen. And I appreciate it if you guys get over there and subscribe to that too. If all of my subscribers here subscribe to Coach's Kitchen, win. Okay, I don't know how many I have now, 11,000, 12,000 something. Okay, when half of my when 6,000 of my subscribers from YouTube subscribe to Coach's Kitchen and Odyssey, ODYSEE. Odyssey is a video platform that's similar to what's going on here at YouTube. But those people over there respect your constitutional right to free speech. So that's where we're going to be moving. So. All right, Winfield wants to talk about the thingy. Okay. Well, before we get to the thingy, when the coach is late, it's got to be for. Now, I'm not offering this as an excuse or nothing. Okay. We made this today in the coach's kitchen. Well, actually, we made 3 of these. One was bigger than this. It wasn't lattice. Well, my grandma called this Gladys because she liked Gladys Knight and the Pips. Okay, I think that's why but it's called, I think it's Okay. One of the pies was, the big one was not lattice, and I think that's what they call that shit. I don't know, when you do the thing. My grandma taught me how to do the fancy shit. And over on Coach's Kitchen is where you learn how to do this stuff. Sorry. And so I made I don't know. The white people call this a mode, or I don't know. There's another word they call. I just call it sauce for the pie or the cobbler. Okay. And I made this out of the ingredients that we put in the pie. Well, some of the ingredients we put in the pie. The ingredients that we put in the pie was, I cooked in my cast iron cooker was peaches. We made a fruit pie. That's a fruit pie. We have peaches. We have strawberries, blueberries, jumbo blueberries, organic blueberries. Oh, Lord, they were very expensive. Okay, so we got peaches, strawberries, blueberries, and there was one other fruit that and I cooked all that stuff in a cast iron cooker on my I haven't got the videos posted. I'm actually going to post the videos here first because I have more people looking at them, whatever. And then okay, but I like to have fresh fruit in the pie, so we added like fresh peaches that hadn't been cooked in the pie first, and then we just put this other stuff that I cooked in the thing over the pie too, in the pie to give it more flavor or whatever. And then I made this stuff here that in my head, because I'm a chef on the weekends or on Monday or Tuesday. What day is it? Wednesday. I'm a chef on Wednesday. In my head, this would be like cold, and you would like or whatever. And this is the ingredients that we cook down in the cast iron cooker. But we added some stuff to it, like honey and maple syrup and some grape jelly. I'm serious. Okay. I added some blueberry syrup and some brown sugar. Okay, anyway. I don't eat sugar that much because you can't. Yeah, you can't and eat a whole bunch of sugar, but I'm gonna have a piece of that pie with some stuff on the top of it with a little ice cream on it tomorrow. And then my neighbors get the rest. Now the big pie went to my neighbors right next door to me. They're like they're like my white grandkids, okay? So they got the big one, and then I took the other pie over to Chop House, 6 Mile Chop House in Lawrence. That's where I go have dinner sometime and have a couple of drinks. And they Hannah over there was really excited. I'm gonna post a picture later because I ordered wings, and so I was tired of cooking when I got done all of this mess. But I took them the small cobbler that I made. With the cha-ching chang here with the thingy. And so Hannah was the bartender today. She's also the manager today, and she was also a server. So I showed her a picture of the pie. This nice one that I'm going to be sharing with them. And she said, "Oh, well, that's great, but you didn't make no." And I grabbed that. The bag the Hy-Vee uses have the little straps on them. They're really, it's the paper bags. Yeah, I picked them. So she looked at it. She looked, oh. Okay, sorry. I'm done talking about my own stuff. So, somebody wants to talk about the thingy, and Joseph Ortiz. Welcome to the show from Hawaii. Nice. Okay, so YouTube been jacking me around. We're moving over to Odyssey. That's where we're going to have our stuff once we get Now I do have another cooking channel called Coach's Kitchen on YouTube. But they've been censoring me and shadow banning me and blocking my income and all of my stuff over here because the attorneys don't like what I'm sharing with everybody, Joseph. So, pinche abogados, no me gusta que yo tengo aquí. Don't like what I have right here. So, over on Odyssey, they respect your right. They respect your constitutional right of free speech. So, unless I'm inciting a riot or telling people to do, now when I say stupid shit, I mean shit to hurt people or whatever. And we're learning here how to protect our own self and our interests. So the thingy, somebody wanted to talk about the thingy. So the thingy is a list pendants lien that are structured for the situation that was going on in, well, it actually was structured for the situation that was going on in Sedona. Okay, but we don't really want to talk about. Well, we can still talk about that because I have a lawsuit against the clerk at in Sedona, Arizona, at Camp Verde at Yavapai County, Arizona, and my other friend Julie that I was working with was the reason why they're in the first place. Well, the situation changed with her, so we'll talk about her at a different time. My situation is I'm not putting up with their shit, and they're not scaring me off. So that's where we're at with that. And we'll get to the thingy. Okay, but there's another thingy on the table now. Okay, because what I found out is, and well, what I figured out from working with my friend Julie. Well, I'm not her friend right now because I didn't do things the way she wanted me to do things. Okay. And so no, not leaving anybody hanging. Okay. And so basically in short, I told her after we started the RICO situation, and I drove down and put that RICO stuff on everybody's driveway, and I went to Christine Harper's lawsuit, the foreclosure law firm, and no, I didn't serve them. I just gave them copies of the paperwork. They didn't open the door for me. I talked a bunch of crap before I went down there, and in some emails that I sent to all to everybody that I could find the email address for in the state of Arizona, so that all would know what the hell was going on. And I sent that email out, and I was talking shit, maybe a little more than I'm talking now. But you know what? I have permission to do this for this young lady and to help her protect her property. So I drove down there and I put the RICO documents in the driveway, and I went to the foreclosure. I went to go have a talk with Christine Harper. She has like several other aliases, and I told them I was coming, but they didn't. They was on the 6th floor of this fancy ass building and shit, but they didn't want to. They didn't open the door for me. I mean, that's the first time. I mean, I said to somebody, I said, oh, yeah, my attorney got it. Oh, wait, your attorney? That's the first time I ever been to an attorney's office, and I don't go to attorney's offices very often. Very often. Okay, but they had a Ring camera on the 6th floor. Yeah, I was looking right in that. I was looking right in it. And that Ring doorbell come. Nobody. I thought I heard somebody walk up, but I'm old. Nobody said, hey, black man, whatever the hell, man, what the hell you want? We know your ass is coming. Nobody said shit to me. And I got to thinking, okay, I'm going to have to do the check down. Check down is you don't go somewhere to kick ass, okay, and don't leave some shit for these people. You don't go to court and have them turn you away and walk out the door with the same shit you took the file. Oh, hell no. We're going to do the check down. That's from Mahomes. I'm in Kansas City. and And we're going to do whatever we need to get on the record that we were there. This is what I wanted to do, and this is, Okay, so the check down. We're going to do the check down. If they don't want you to file the stuff, then we're gonna make them tell me why, and then I'm gonna write in what they're telling me I need to put in it, and initial it right in front of them, which is like annoying. Okay, so if they don't accept your document, what I did was I just slid it under the door, and it's funny because I slid it under the door, and I grabbed my phone from my and I was gonna take a picture of it halfway under the door. Okay, that's service to me. Oh wait, I wasn't serving them. I was informing them. So that's information, informants, informant, snitch. Okay, sorry. Oh, I got carried away. And before I could take the picture, somebody grabbed it and pulled it under the door at the mortgage law firm in Phoenix, Arizona. It's on 44th Street in North Phoenix. They got it. Okay, so the thingy is the list penance lien that are structured. Because I'm tired of playing with these people. And so this is the good thing about me doing stuff personally for people that are in my family or close to my family, or I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it. I only work for people that are badasses. And I don't like to work that hard. And I had to work really hard over here from my friend Julie, because the resort over there, that's one house away from the street, and across the street is the 6.5 acres that they have to build their resort on in Sedona, Arizona. Okay. But they need 65 acres. And I found that out from talking to an older gentleman at one of the bars in Sedona, Arizona, that has really good food, but I don't want to mention them because they're not part of this. And then I found out later that the guy that I was talking to at the bar in Sedona, Arizona, who was working on his laptop doing some stuff, and he started telling me about the fancy resort going in, and he was the one that was telling me they need that it's going to be, because at first I asked, well, how big is it going to be? Because I know my friend's property just across the street. We have videos of us when we walked over there at night and made recordings or whatever, and I'm probably 15 or 20. And his comment was, the resort's going to be 65 acres. I'm like, no, fool. How y'all ass going to do 65 acres and y'all only got 6.5? You got to move it. I mean, I wasn't that good in math when I got to move that decimal. And yeah. Okay, but in my head, what I think they're trying to do, because I'm a coach and I see shit down the road, I think what they're going to do is, buy up to 65 acres. And no, everybody thinks all of you got, okay, so most of you people, some people, think in terms of conventional stuff. Sorry. Now, my friend Julie was the head appraiser, real estate appraiser in that area, and she bought the first plat in the subdivision right across the street. Now, I'm not talking about across the highway. I'm talking about across the street in the neighborhood. And so she knows all of this stuff, what's going on over there. And she's kind of like me. Okay, I'm just going to go here because, how this is real. She has a big mouth like me, okay? She's not going to put up with everybody getting screwed over because these people, so whatever. So, yeah, that's all I want to say about that. But, sometimes there are other people involved in the shit, and that's just what I'm going to call it, the shit, that are close to you, that you respect. And if you're lucky enough to get me to get your back and help you, whatever, on a personal level or a little whatever, then, okay, then it's going down. Okay, it's going down. It's totally going down. And that's the same attitude I take. People can say, oh, you're a narcissist or whatever. I think in order to be a narcissist, I can't have empathy. But if I'm helping people, I'm not getting charged near what I should be getting, what I could be getting from, well, I don't know who the hell I get that from, because the system the system is structured to screw. Okay. But that's not why I'm here. And when I start, just like in my documents, I don't roll with limitations. I don't give a shit. If I have a goal to reach, then we're going to reach that goal. If my grandma tries to drive into pain, I'm be saying, Granny, you can't drive into pain. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the way it is. To give up in the end for any reason is against it's against why I'm here, what I do. I'm not checking down because somebody that you trusted gets fried in the middle of interfering with my shit. Because if you hire me to help you, then that's so. I'm just making a point. I don't care if it's an attorney friend. I don't care if it's from New York. I don't care if his name is James Lanahan. I don't give a shit. I don't. Now, this attorney interfered with the case that I was working on, and had the nerve to tell me, because y'all know I was talking shit to his ass, we might get to the thingy sometime. Had the nerve to tell me, you can tell it to the FBI. Send the FBI over here. Give 913-240-0227. Have the FBI call my ass if they want to talk to me. Okay? Because they can drive all the way down into Eudora, Kansas from Missouri, and they're going to have to talk to my ass through the fucking window outside anyway. Then I already know what I'm going to tell them. Okay? I'm going to tell them they need to go talk to Bob Schaefer That's the fake asshole from the FBI that did the fake investigation into the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department harassing my ex-wife, who was my wife at the time, which was the reason why I'm here. I don't give a shit about the FBI. Call me. Have them call my ass. Have Bob Schaefer from the Missouri Department of the FBI call my ass. I can tell you his number right now, but I'm sure he got it changed because I posted it all over the internet for a real long. Have Denton Murray call me from the KBI if you want to. Because I talked to their asses too, and they full of shit. So they can call me too. Denton Murray. If you want a number, email me. I'm sure he's, No, I don't give a shit about the FBI. Okay. So the thingy is the Les Penless lien that we put together that I'm going to put on the public record when I get done punching these people in the face over in Arizona. My friend fired me, and she decided that she was scared or whatever, and she went and sat her Abby ass down. Now, I think they probably stopped the shit against her property or whatever. I don't know. I don't really give a crap. Because I got my own lawsuit against their asses for denying my shit and telling me that I couldn't file supplemental pleading. And neither could the customer that I was there with, who she was my customer at the time. And she was trying to file, and they were giving her a hard time. And so I'm like, no. And I stepped up, and so they gave my ass a hard time too. So the next day I showed up and filed a lawsuit against their asses. And so, yeah. So now and she was telling me, oh, well, we're doing the same thing. Here's the one, what's different, whatever. Well, you can't really look at what we're doing when they're saying, the hell with you, we're throwing your shit out. And they're used to kicking your ass and throwing you in the face. And you're scared as hell. And you can't even go down there and file the shit. Well, you can't compare that with what we're doing over here. Okay, number one. Number two, until they do their shit, okay, and then we figure out how we're going to counter that shit from the real-time feedback that from all of it, because it ain't just, it's the real-time feedback from all of the people like you guys that show up here or whatever and have the courage and the guts to get my shit and stick it in their face. Okay, the real-time feedback. Now, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. I know they're asking administrative bullshit, and they don't even have the right to be doing any of the stuff that whatever. So I already know that we're going to have to oppose that shit, and we're going to have to do some whatever. And so until they do their stuff and then have a chance, Okay, so where are we going with this, Coach? Well, I don't like getting punched in the face. This is like, this is my peanut butter and jelly and the honey and the bread. Oh, damn, the wrong finger. I don't like getting punched in the face. So they punched me in the face, telling me that whatever. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna figure out a way to file something to kick y'all ass. Okay, so where are you going with this, Coach? They did my friend Julie, okay, when she filed the fire, the RICO shit. They sent that shit off from Yavapai County, Arizona, to Maricopa County. I'm trying to get that. Okay, it was way the hell over there. Way the hell over there, another hour and a half or 2 hours. I don't know. Okay, wait, how can you just send some shit over there? Well, according to the judicial, nothing can be sent from the court that you file that shit in without a judge's order. Okay, let's step back where it comes into our shit. The judge's order don't come into play until after the parties have voiced their opinion on the situation, and then the judge has to make it on the whatever voiced the opinion situation. Oh wait, but the judges do this bullshit all the time. All the time. Administrative. How do you know, Coach? I got them both talking to me, and I got known up here. How do you know it's administrative? Well, when the judge makes an order and does not provide a fact of findings and conclusions of law, you're screwed, and you have no chance of any appeal. Period. Period. Now, I'm going to let that set in. Anybody that think I'm full of shit, you email me and you come to the stream. I'll send you a link and you can be up there in the corner. Maybe I'll put your ass. You'll be somewhere on the screen. Okay, yeah. Without a fact of findings and the conclusions of law, you're screwed. You have no chance of an appeal. Okay, so you go to clerk. Oh, I want to challenge jurisdiction. Oh, we can't help you with that. But there's no. But the website said, no, we don't have that shit in here. Get over there. Get out of my face. Go get yourself an attorney, dumbass. Now, I'm going to throw this one out there. And y'all ask, if you listen to this video and you can identify to this shit, y'all make a comment in a section down there. Okay, now, I just walked in, the clerk's like, you know what? I'm pissed off at the judgment that the judge gave me because the judge screwed me over, and I want to file an appeal. Bam! Clerk said, here's paperwork. This is actually a lawsuit against them, against their assholes. Okay, let me turn around that way. Here's paperwork. Wow. Okay, don't matter about the paperwork. Okay, the words are what make the freaking difference. The words. Here's paperwork. Not only, and if you think I'm full of shit, take your ass down there and do this and tell them. The judge pissed me off and they violated my due process. The judge is administrative. He's getting paid by the state. The whole process, and I want to file an appeal. Oh, here you go. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's the extra one. That's my pay. Okay. I have a lot of fun with my hair stuffed up. Okay, so you get the point that I'm making. I mean, if you don't, I don't know what the hell to tell you. You get the point that I'm making. So the whole system is set up, so, you know. But you know what? The way we do things now, what we found out is by adding those fools as plaintiffs to your counterclaim that you get in the premium packages, because we have several. Yeah, that's a wrap. added them to the count to you added them as a counterclaim to your $200 million or 900 or whatever, and filed it in their case without filing fees, without having to serve them. We're gonna let that set in. Without having to serve them, without having to ask for leave of court to file an amendment. Yeah, we got it going on over here. Okay, so at the end of the day, the whole process is set up to throw you under the bus. Starting at the gate. At the gate. People call me, oh, I'm in this, I'm an HOA, I'm in it. No. You're not starting at the gate. At the gate, okay, when you start at the gate, you're holding responsible for the fraud and all the stuff that happened to get to the gate. They teach you in their conventional program to address what happened after the gate. No, after the foreclosure. After, okay, why don't we talk about what happened before the foreclosure? The real estate deed fraud. The real estate deed fraud happened before. Oh, wait. How did you get in a position to where they were foreclosing on you in the first place? You've been paying on your shit for 29 years and you signed up to pay 30 years. How'd you get to? Oh, wait. So the state statute for property transfer says that they're going to register the deed. They're going to deliver your deed to they're going to deliver your deed to the homeowner's house. But what they do is what they call their constructive delivery, and they register it in the office. Once they register your deed in the office, that'll allow, in my head, from all the real-time feedback, that in my head, they register deed in the office. They register it where they're registering it at is in the Register of Deed Association for every state. And the land bank. In my head, from the real-time feedback that I've learned from all of the people that I've been working, that's where the beginning of the registration shit. Okay, Coach, what are you talking about? Okay, so in a non-judicial foreclosure, they tell you you got 30 days to pay the entire balance, the alleged loan, plus all these extra fees for all this shit that have foreclosure bullshit, whatever. It hasn't even happened yet. If you don't pay the entire amount plus the extra shit that hasn't happened yet, then they're going to sell your house on this court, and they freaking do sell your shit, or at least they tell you they do. They tell you they do, but it's all part of the foreclosure process. That's not the end of the world. They want to tell you that so they can freak your ass out and get you to accept the keys for cash. Excuse me, the keys for cash. The cash for keys. Yeah, that's where they pay you, and they tell you don't fuck up nothing in the house before you leave on this date, and we're gonna give you this money. You probably had a better chance getting more money just packing up and leaving if you wasn't on the end of paying. Okay. So, who the hell wants to do that? Keys for cash. Cash for keys. What we've learned And I was talking to Coach Regina today. What we've learned to stop the eviction process is that we have to go after the eviction players. When I say player, I'm talking about how can I put this? Let me take a sip. Let me take a sip of my tea. When I'm talking about players, I'm talking about the money. And I figured this out working with my friend Julie, even though she was pissed off because her attorney friend that tried to interfere got fried because I added his ass to the foreclosure, to the RICO lawsuit that filed in federal court in Kansas and not Arizona, whatever. Okay, but the problem here is we need to make sure that we're adding the players that are responsible for what's actually going down. What we've been doing wrong, or I hate that word. What we need to adjust is because you can do a supplemental pleading, which means nothing's wrong. You just need to adjust it. We need to do a check down. What we need to do, if you're facing an eviction process, is go after the money first. In foreclosure process, the money is the state. In the eviction process, the money is, and this is just my opinion based off of the real-time feedback, the money is the buyer that allegedly bought your house. It's still buying your house, okay? Because until all of this shit is over and settled and your ass goes home, until your ass goes to the curb. I didn't think that through, but y'all feel me what I'm saying. Until you give up, okay, it ain't over. They can tell you, oh, we sold your house, you're screwed, go kid. I don't think so, okay? Until your ass gives up, it ain't over. Not here in the non-conventional program. I'm just saying. Oh. Until you give up, it's not over. You can go to winningcourtnow.com and let's see, we'll go ahead and okay, so we got Joseph from Hawaii, and we got the twins. So I got the right fingers. I got the right fingers for you, twin. Sometimes I get confused with my fingers when we got some new stuff too, so I need to. I need to make some new banners. winningcourtnow.com. That's the website that we use to store the firepower that we use. Sticking these people's face. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk about tonight, and Coach Thingie, we might have to talk about the thingy more on another day, another night. I'm a little fired up. I'm trying to keep it on trying to keep it in between the beacons. Okay, Okay, so the lawsuit that I helped Julie with or whatever over in Pike County, Camp Verde, Arizona, whatever. What they did to her is they shipped her complaint over to another court. I don't know, 2 hours away, hour and a half. I don't know. We're already 2 hours away because she told me it was an hour and a half. It was an hour and 45 minutes, but by the time whatever, when we got there, we're 2 hours away. So the judges recused themselves and then just automatically ship your shit over to another court. Okay, so that's bullshit. I'm just saying, it's bullshit because I after that happened, I went home and done homework because I don't, you don't know what homework to do before they screw you over. After they screw you over, like, oh, hell no, I know that can't be right. I did homework. And so, and this is my authority for doing homework. That's my government ID from being held and hauled around the country for 33 months while they're saying I had I was incompetent because I wouldn't kiss their ass. So that's okay. So yeah. So we don't have to take. We got options if you have the courage to take them, and we're learning what those options are from the real time feedback and the way you're doing. So right now. And my friend Julie's telling me, oh, they're going to send it over there. They're going to send it over there. Judge recuse himself, whatever. What are you going to do? Okay, well, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I know most people, when they get screwed over and the judge does this or the clerk does that and says, and we ain't found that shit, getting the fuck out of it, they leave and that's the end of that. I don't think that's going to happen to me because I'm kind of an asshole about that shit. Because of this. There you go. I'm like, I already know that they're on bullshit because it's administrative and they're doing all, so it just been where the hell I want to come in at. So they're going to tell me, they're going to tell me they sent, I don't give a shit about Julie's lawsuit because, she let her friend take over and I'm fired from, but my lawsuit, I don't fire myself. Okay, so they're going to tell me that they sent my lawsuit over to Maricopa County. Now I'm in Kansas, so it's 1,186 miles to Sedona, and then another 200 miles. Okay, I'm just chopping down the miles. They're going to tell me they sent my shit over to Maricopa County too, with Julie's, I guess, or behind. Well, I filed the next day. And the people at Maricopa County said, oh, hell no, there's a conflict of interest. I'm recusing myself. They recused themselves, and they sent the shit back to Prescott where I filed it in the first damn place. Oh, wait, no, that's not where I filed it. I actually filed that one over. Oh. Oh. So the situation that I got right now is pieful. Okay, I don't usually have food in my office, but I'm trying to keep from using negative words or foul language that my grandkids jam me up about. So, okay, the situation is shitty. Okay, all my grandkids know what shitty is. I should be able to say that. It's shitty. Okay? Because they did the same thing, Julie. They sent her shit over there and ran it all over. Well, they still kept trying to foreclose on the shit, but I stepped up and did some other shit, and I'm not sure they foreclosed on it or not because the attorney that was interfering got fried. I'm sure he had to go sit his ass. Oh, wait, let's get back. Come on, coach. Stay focused. How many of y'all asses follow the fire, even if it's your own fire? I'm not talking about my fire, because some of y'all asses got your own fire. Follow the fire, and the judge recused himself, or herself, or him, her, I don't know, and sent that shit on to another court while they're still attacking you. I'm just going to take a sip on it. Oh, hell no. In order for them to move it from one court to another, they have to have a judge's order. In order to have a judge's order, they have to have the parties hash that shit out and judicial? Oh, that's judicial. Oh, that's judicial. And administrative do whatever the hell they fucking want. They don't give a shit. Okay, but you know what? I don't really like the administrative bullshit. I'm just saying. The administrative rules came from the Supreme Court. You know, all them people with robes and shit, and everybody think, they're bad. No. Them people go home and burn shit. They burn shit too. Okay. Go on. Work with me here. Okay. Those rules, the local rules, are not connected to the federal rules, civil procedure, or your constitutional rights, or your civil rights, or anything. Only connected to, this is in my opinion, them people's damn pocketbook. Bank accounts, 401k plans, offshore accounts. Okay, so here's the thing. In a judicial court, when you file your stuff in that court, that's where shit's supposed to be. Until your ass agree. And when I filed the lawsuit for my friend in federal court last week, they sent me a thing that got today. When I filed the lawsuit, they filed it, whatever. The next day, I went back to get the summons for like 2 more people. And then they said, "Oh, well, here's these other. We need you to file it." Wait, what is that? Oh, those are the documents for everybody to agree to have the measure. Oh no! I looked at the ladies like, I'm not agreeing to have a magistrate judge, and the magistrate judge is a lesser judge. I'm not agreeing to have a magistrate judge in the case that I'm paying to have filed. And she looked at me, Miss Namerton, I guess even if they agree, there won't be a Oh, wait, but they said there was a problem with my case and they don't have a judge on it yet. because of that shitty ass paperwork. Now it's not my case; it's Julie's case, and she already fired me, so I don't really give a shit. But I'm addressing that shit anyway, okay? Because if you don't address it, you're agreeing. If you don't object and sue their ass for violating your due process, then you're freaking agreeing. You're agreeing. You're agreeing through acquiescence if you don't disagree. And when you get hauled to jail, they tell you, oh, we need you to sign right here. Here's your stuff. Sign right here. Put your shit in this bag. Sign right here. Bend over. Sign the hell right here. Put these orange Bob Barker clothes on. Sign right here. This ain't. I ain't never been convicted of shit. So y'all slow down. But I have signed right here a lot in the past. En la pasado. Ahorita, no. No, ahorita, no. No. Ahorita yo tengo un problema. No quiero for mi hombre o no la papel aquí. No, yo sorry. Yo tengo muy viejo. No comprende. Mi abogado, señora Coach Neighbors, es una negro muy chingón. Okay, it's a good thing my grandkids don't know Spanish. So. Si hablas español, tienes un problema con la pinche policía, la pinche abogado, quiere lavar su casa, sus cosas. Llámame, por favor, llámame. Okay, sorry. Okay, so so right now, they're trying to send my lawsuit all over the country, and I don't have that shit. I'm not. So I put together a package, and I'm going to sell this package cheap. If you file some shit to kick their ass, and you're kicking their ass with your shit, I wouldn't be doing this, and the judge recused himself, then I got a new lawsuit package that I actually have it posted on the judge recusal lawsuit package. The judge recusal fraud. Recusal fraud. It's fraud because they're okay. In a judicial setting, the judge can't do that. I'm checking out. I can't rule on this because I'm helping them do the same shit over here. Okay, so I laugh a lot or whatever, and I goof around silly. But y'all, if you're in this program, you see, my ass ain't playing because this is my life. So the judge can't rule because of a conflict. They recuse themselves. Why is there a conflict? Because they're responsible and doing the same fraud. Okay, so I'm like, oh hell no. No, if your ass ain't gonna rule, and then other judges you send it to ain't gonna rule, they're sending it back. But wait, Judge Wallace, that wasn't gonna rule in the first place, sent the shit over there, but she wants to rule on the eviction process right here, still now, and throw my friend Julie out on the street. But she can't rule on this other shit that we're jamming her ass. Oh, it had to go over there. But that's all right. It's my life mission to figure out how to kick these people's ass when they're doing stupid shit. Okay? And, oh, Lord, this is... Okay, so they're not sending my shit over there and doing all that shit without... Okay, so there you go. They only have 21 days or 14 days. I don't care. I'll give them 30 freaking days to answer to the shit that I put in the thing. They can send it all the way to California or New Orleans or Canada or whatever the hell they want to. Okay, they're doing it under administrative bullshit. That those rules aren't connected. Okay, so we're gonna file that for starters. Demand for default and we throwing in the statement of constitutional emergency. Remember, the statement of constitutional emergency is badass, jams their ass up, forces them according to their own shit. Oh, I love to kick their ass with their own shit. Forces them to move that shit up to the higher court. And the higher court has stripped away, bam, bam, the administrative bullshit that you're dealing with over here. Okay. So demand for default and default judgment up to the higher court. But you know what? Don't do this fraud bullshit that they're doing. It takes a little more than just demand for default. Okay, so what we came to the table with next, a demand for a settlement conference and entry of default judgment, but I just call it the entry of default. Okay, well, they want to send it all over the country, and they're administrative bullshit, and they're supposed to be doing judicial and so we're just gonna it's getting a little hot in their kitchen. Okay, so they like to screw around. They do, and I know that. And my friend Julian, what are you gonna do? And I don't know. Well, I can't do nothing until they, well, number one, until they respond to me if they respect me. If they don't respect me, then they're going to do bullshit and do what they're doing, like to do to my, but okay, so okay, so after we demand for some, after I demand for some conference, because I'm working for me right now, and this stuff is going to be included. This stuff is going to be included in the RICO, in the RICO course that some people. Okay, so we already know that shit ain't getting done in state court. Okay, y'all asked no, and I told you all that, and the whole process, crush the state court shit with the federal, case law or whatever, and get that shit filed in federal court. But okay, so so we also come to the table now. Then I said this package got 6 documents in it, and I got it listed. I got this package listed for $250. I'm gonna drop it down when I get done with this live stream. I'm gonna drop it down $200. 6 documents in this package. This is what you use when they try to play hot potato with your shit, pass it all around while they're still trying to throw your ass in jail or take your property. So notice the constitutional emergency. Oh, What are you gonna have emergency on? Okay. I said we got six. We got six MFs up in here. How about this? We're gonna have a constitutional emergency on extraordinary writ, extraordinary petition for a writ of mandamus and a constitutional emergency. Ow, that damn constitutional emergency keeps coming in. Okay, so the extraordinary writ. Okay, so I got a couple of writs already. I thought I did all my homework. I knew about the what? There's an extraordinary writ. What the F is that? Okay, so an extraordinary writ is a writ, a writ that you would use yeah, I got my shit together. Is a writ that you would use for a case that's already paid for to be filed. Oh, wait, coach, you're killing me right now. We're in state court. Uh-huh. This package has a notice of removal. Oh, read that shit and weep. I raise you and I call y'all happy asses. Not my people. I'm talking about those asshole people. I call y'all happy asses on the table. Notice of removal. This is like a demand for removal. Okay. The notice of removal is badass. And if you do this right, okay, if you do this right, timeout, official timeout, and you end it with one of these puppy dogs right her. Uh-huh. Oh, it's fire. This is what you send over to the state court after, oh Lord, after all of this lets them know they've been totally stripped of their jurisdiction. Okay, sorry. I got them all mixed up now. I'm a little fired up tonight. Okay, this package, I don't know. I don't think I need to say any more about it. I don't think I need to say any more about it. This is what happens when they ignore your shit. They don't have to send it all around. This is when they ignore your shit. Okay? Okay, so I don't, maybe y'all, some of y'all, the people that are scared, I don't care if they ignore. No, they're ignoring my shit. Oh hell no! And telling me that I can't file a supplemental pleading when you can go to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure and you can look up how to file an amendment. Kissing their ass, asking them is ridiculous. Scroll down to the bottom of that shit down there by the number, and you'll see supplemental pleading. Supplemental pleading, that's how we adjust. We don't correct mistakes, okay? Because the mistake is allowing the fear to block your happy ass from jumping up in here and rolling without limitations. That's a mistake, okay? The rest of the shit, we call it an adjustment. Okay? A mistake is when you got to do the whole thing and then, no. If you got my shit, it ain't a mistake. If you jacked up along the way, then you just need to make an adjustment. And you can file a supplemental pleading as many as you want. I don't know. It didn't say you're going to do one. It didn't say you had to kiss their ass or ask their ass for shit. I'm just saying, read the shit. All you have to do is you have to add a party, account, or both, or all four, and it had to be related to the original reason why your ass is there kicking their ass in the first place. That's it. That's it. So I'm addressing the situation that they trying to stop me. Well, they didn't stop me from doing shit because I ain't leaving with the same shit I took there to stick up in their face. I'll write whatever the hell they make me write on that shit. And then the same lawsuit that I got from winningcourtnow.com, I'll use to file against the damn clerk. And we're finding out now you're gonna stop the eviction. Okay, you got to go after the buyer. Now, this is the way this goes. You gotta shut down the money. And this is the RICO shit that I learned from the federal government. And this is what I'm teaching people in the RICO class. You got to shut down the money. And in the eviction case, the money is the buyer. The buyers who bought the house, not the foreclosure shit. We've been in error trying to attack the foreclosure shit, trying to attack the eviction shit with the foreclosure shit first. Chunk the foreclosure shit if you're in the eviction process. But you still need to add the state because state is the money. State is the money. Well, the money in this situation is actually coming from the buyer. But we still add a state as number one because if state, remember at the top of the show, we talked about how the state didn't deliver your deed like they should have. They committed real estate deed fraud by registering that shit in their office and allowing all this other shit to happen. If okay, look at it this way. The first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. And if there are several people who own the property, all those people have to be present to sign. So the fact they accepted the signature have to prove you own that shit already or whatever. Okay, so the state, but if you don't have the state, then you're jacking yourself on the 42 U.S.C. 1983. Now, you can do the RICO without that, but you got to shut down the money. So when you get in the eviction process, you got two money shits you got to shut down. I guess is what I'm saying. That's the state and, the buyer. And then, you got to add the buyer's attorney. So this generally going to be at least. And that's going to be a new way that we're attacking this whole thing. And the other thing that we're doing too is we're adding these people to their own shit via counterclaim. Even if you filed your own shit that was defective, no offense, okay, but I'm just saying, if you filed a counterclaim, but you added them to the counterclaim as plaintiffs before you filed it, then you just added them to their own shit and they're screwed. They can't represent themselves. They can't litigate against their party. They can't represent each other. If you include the State Bar Association, then no other bar attorneys. I don't know. This is. I'm smelling my pie over here that I cooked for my other YouTube channel. I got another channel that we're getting rolling, and it's Coach's Kitchen. I need to stay focused. What's up, Frederick? Welcome to the show tonight. We'll talk more about the thingy in the next live stream. We need more people to refer to understand when we talk about the thingy what we're talking about, because I can't mention that we're going to talk about the thingy in what I put on there or all of these attorneys for these corporations that are charging me a buttload of money to host my stuff. Get mad, and it's all right. I understand because they got a lot of sorry ass old people that they don't want to hear what we got to say because they're all from the other side of the tracks. So tonight we wanted to talk about what we got going on, the new stuff, what's going on, and I like to have a question section, a question and answers stream too, where people can bring their questions to the table, even if they're goofy, as long as they're related to the non-conventional program that we do, and not their conventional bullshit. Because I don't really help people with that, because it's not going to help you. So, thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. I think I'm gonna go have me a small piece of pie. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Get over to the website and check out the new options that we have there. We got new stuff that we're posted every week. Well, we're trying to have at least 2 new packages a month, and so one of the next new packages that we're going to put together is pack for defamation, which you actually could use for professional defamation. So if you have a professional job and they screw you over with something, whatever, and it costs you money and whatever, you can link that shit. Professional defamation. That could be the case even for the foreclosure situation. You can sue them for professional defamation because they jack with your credit score, and they start sending you all these. All your neighbors all knew that your house was going into foreclosure, and professional defamation, that'd be a loss. Oh, the other thing too is I got a lot of hits on the package I put together. Go after the attorney that you hired to help you, that threw your ass under the bus, and I think I got that for like $300. I'm about to drop that shit down low as hell. A lot of people looked at that and, it would just give me a whole lot of pleasure to have a coaching group with people who are suing the attorney that screwed them over, and we go with the fraudulent concealment, whatever. So that total statute of limitations. So I would love to have a group of people that I'm helping go after the attorney. 10 people. For throwing their asses under the bus, and it doesn't matter regardless. Sorry, I need to go my grammar. Regardless of how long ago it was. If your attorney threw you under the bus, regardless of how long ago it was. Okay, you know what? Even if you don't know that your attorney threw you under the bus, if you hired an attorney and you lost, he threw your ass under the bus. That's my opinion. YouTube. Because I know how the shit works. I'm going to drop that shit down low. It's going to be as low as a supplemental pleading. Well, supplemental pleading was down by the numbers. That was low, but okay, come on now. Y'all ask keep up with me, okay? I'm going to drop that down, and I don't know, there's several documents in that shit. If you don't have enough money to afford the package that you want, y'all ask me to get this shit. Then you might have to change it for whatever you are going to use it for. But that's better than sitting on the couch. Okay. You can't get that shit sitting on the couch. Okay, I just lost probably a half. Okay, so you can sit on the couch with my shit as long as you got the computer. Oh, I keep looking at my pie over here, and I need to go and have a snack. Thank you guys for the value sharing your time. I'll see you in the next live stream.